Ah.
That sweatshirt looks fitting.
Oh
Fitting
my
for the
gosh.
job.
Yeah, hey, trust me. I'm happy. I'm happy. Believe me. Believe me. I'm happy. Promise. Tough day for LA fans. Lakers had a
Tough
rough
week, I
opening
guess.
night. Played against Golden State, and the Dodgers, as Alec, you can see on his tag, you're the press Dodger fan. Dodgers went out sad in the MLB playoffs. So
Yep.
rough for us. But luckily we're here to talk NFL as well, and our Rams and Chargers did well this last week, somewhat at least, and we'll
Yeah.
get to it all. So we're here for more discussion, NFL and NBA and beyond. Thank you guys for tuning back in. Subscribe to the show, like, review, all that for us. Follow us online on IG and TikTok at section.300. Follow us on Twitter at section300 sports. It's your boy G along with Alec, and let's jump into it, man. There's a whole lot to get to this week. I don't want to watch these Lakers, man. I don't want to watch these Lakers, man. It hurts. It hurts. Yeah. Before we get to the NFL thing, we're gonna start. Just quick. First off, we're dropping. We have all of our NBA predictions and things going out right now. Thank you guys for tuning in to the stuff we've already posted. Some of the discussion we've had leading into the season. Our award predictions will be out by the time you guys see this as well. So tap into both of those. Plenty of NBA stuff we're going to be getting into, and excited to be around for that. And on that topic, like I said, I'm here at the start of the NBA season. Our Lakers kicked it off, or Alex Lakers now, as we talked about in the episode.
Right.
You guys watched it. Alex Lakers kicked off the season in
Yeah.
Golden State versus the Warriors as they got their rings and things. And the Warriors show why they were the champs, and we show why we struggled to even get to the playoffs. And in the game, I'm losing by, I think it was only by like 15 or so in the end, but it felt like 40 as they were up by just as much at points in the game. So yeah, Alec, what did you think of the Lakers' debut last night?
I mean, I think you touched on the Dodgers briefly. I think we were hoping that we, being LA Lakers fans, were hoping that the Lakers could kind of be saving grace after we just had that crushing disappointment of a loss against the Padres for the Dodgers. But
Let's look back to them.
It's looking like more of the same in a sense. I know some guys were out and things to start this game, but it was this kind of a similar feel as the end of the last Lakers season, as far as going down big and then making this late game fake comeback to make the score look decent in the end. But
right.
in reality, it wasn't as close as the scoreboard showed at the end. So
yeah, it was nasty. Why does it seem like, to you, something you briefly mentioned, why does it seem like there hasn't been much change to the style of play of this team? Like, it still seems like it's a carryover from last year. Like, it didn't seem like there was much adjustment made.
Well, I'll say, like, as far as roster construction and like who was out there, like they started Russ next to Patrick Beverley and Lonnie Walker. So starting off, like, three small guards, no forwards other than LeBron out there. So you're already like undersized, undermanned as far as matching up defensively. And then along with that, Patrick Beverley was a decent three-point shooter, and I think is a decent three-point shooter for his career, like 36, 37%. But he was pulling like ISOs, step back threes. Like, he was acting like not the role player that he like is and thrives as. Like, people were saying, like, it looks like his green light is a little bit too green. But basically, to answer your question, I think it comes down to like the roster construction at this point, because obviously you have LeBron, AD, and Russ, and they all did their thing. Like, they all had a good game last night, but everyone around them, they got little to nothing as far as bench scoring, and especially as far as outside shooting. I think they shot like 10 for 40 from three or something like that. So that was the real thing, because it looked like defensively they've bought in. Like, it looked like they were at least trying to compete on that end. It's just the Warriors are obviously a better team right now. They just won the title for a reason. So kind of expected a loss, but expected the Lakers to keep it more competitive throughout than they did instead of letting their foot off the gas once again in the third quarter like they did last year. Maybe that's partly along with the roster construction. Maybe it's chemistry still an issue between Russ and Bron and the rest of the group. But hard to pinpoint, but roster construction at the first and foremost, I think, is the issue.
So with that being the case, there was talks all summer long about the Russ for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner trade.
Yeah,
should we push for that more now, or look elsewhere to fix this team?
I mean, with that, you get one shooter, so I guess that's a little bit more spacing, but I don't think that's the saving grace for this team. I think maybe like there was another deal that was thrown out there as far as maybe with the Jazz. I think Bogdanovich was going to be a part of that, so he already got traded to the Pistons. But there was another package that was like a little bit more depth, like it was like Mike Conley and Bogdanovich and I think another player, like something like that, where you could get a wing or two in the deal and someone that can shoot above average from three, I think would be key. But relying on Miles Turner, who's also, if not more, injury prone than Anthony Davis, and then Buddy Hield, who is a good 3-point shooter. I just don't think that's going to be enough to put them in like title contention. And I don't know if that's worthy of like giving up 2 to 3 first round picks for.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, then you take a step back, regardless of who it's for. Though you said Russ had a good game, do you still think that a Russ trade is part of? You think a Russ trade is the answer for this team?
As far as securing more depth, I think that would be the only option at this point, because he makes $47 million. It frees up a lot of money when you do trade him to acquire a couple more players to add to the wing depth, because that's what they sorely are missing is wing depth for sure.
And we fake got it. We fake got it with Troy Brown and
but he's hurt. But we already started off the season with like 3 guys injured again, like Thomas Bryant, Troy Brown, and Schroeder. I think is out a couple weeks now too. So it's like more of the same with that as well. Right. Guys starting off injured, but yeah, I mean, I think Troy Brown is really the only 3 on the team. Like Austin Reeves is there, but he's a little undersized, like 6'4".
Right.
And then Braun is a 3-4. He can play whatever position really, but we really don't have floor spacers like that. Like it's a lot of undersized guards. Once again, Kendrick Nunn as well, like another small guard. So yeah, I mean, people are saying like Rob Pelinka should be criminally charged, maybe, but I don't. He only had so much he could work with. I mean, I'm sure he was working the phones as far as a Russ trade over the summer.
Yeah,
and I don't think they liked the offers they got, but
no,
I don't know if his trade value goes up much more if the Lakers like continue to lose. I mean, I guess if Russ like continues to play well, I mean that's good for his trade value. But like we've talked about, this starting stretch for the season is like it looks like they're gonna start below 500 through the first 10 games. So
for sure,
yeah.
So yeah, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, but we'll see how they adjust this team going forward. But for now, we'll save basketball talk for later on. Moving on, lastly, elsewhere, as we said, with the Dodgers going outside in the playoffs, what's your reaction to them losing to the Padres as they did?
I was like, I can't believe they did this again, fam. Like, this is not the first time we've seen Dodger dominance in the regular season and then kind of capitulate like in the first or second round of the playoffs. This one hurt a little more because it's like our fake rivals, the Padres. They finally got a dub over us after they dominated them in the regular season. Like I think
without Tatis, by the way, I wanted to add as well.
Go for it. What'd you say?
Without Tatis, also.
Without Tatis, I mean, still a good team without him, but that's one of they're probably their second best player. So yeah, I mean, this Dodgers team was loaded offensively and once again did not come through with runners in scoring position, like constantly like leaving guys on base. Yeah, it was frustrating to watch. I mean, I don't know what more I can say, to be honest. I was just like, I couldn't believe the result. Like right after it ended, I was like, they really did this again. Like this was the team that was supposed to be the most stacked of any, at least offensively, and was supposed to make that run to the World Series once again. And you lost to a team that you dominated throughout the regular season. Like,
why can't they carry over that success to the playoffs?
I really don't have answers, man. Like, I wish I did, but like Freddie Freeman, he was decent. Like he was okay in that game 4 that they lost too. But Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, like with those guys at the top of your lineup, these are 3 of the best hitters in baseball. Like you should be able to manufacture some runs. But I don't know if it's a little bit of the approach at the plate once they get to the playoffs, like trying to make the home run, the literal like home run swing, instead of getting on base and moving guys over and manufacturing runs as they do throughout the regular season. We'll talk about Dave Roberts. Fans love to scapegoat him immediately as we lose again. But I personally didn't feel like he was the reason why they lost. I felt like they didn't push enough runs across the board.
Right.
Because a lot of the decisions when it comes to the manager is with the pitching staff and when you're putting guys out there and taking them out. So, yeah, it felt like the offense just kind of sputtered at the end. And
Roberts can only do so much.
What is that?
I said Roberts can only do so much. Like,
yeah,
he manages the pitching and all that, but he can't make the bats fly like
that's what I'm saying. Like, he can't like go up to the plate for them. Yeah. So, it was disappointing to say the very least, like that, an understatement. And to lose to that team who had talent for sure, but I mean, this is a team that you won like 15 out of the 20 times you faced them this past season. So yeah, it was, yeah. I got the email message from the Dodgers in my email a couple days later. Thank you, man. Yeah, I was like, come on now. Like, come on. I do not want to see this right now.
Yeah, that was another time for that. So as someone, again, that's continuing to try to learn this thing, explain to me, is momentum really that much of an X factor in the playoffs?
It is, but they still shit the bed. Like, regardless.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how does a team win 111 games and then because of momentum they can't find with the balance get right in the playoffs? I mean,
getting hot at the right time, like we talk about in other sports too. Like it's a big thing, like in football.
Real quick, I'm sorry. Yeah. I know you're just saying that, but I see a lot of folks saying just get right at the right time. Yeah. Winning 111 games, is that not getting hot at the right time? That's a whole lot of things you're doing.
Because you know what getting hot at the right time is.
I know what it means.
Putting together a good stretch, like right when you're like cruising into the playoffs.
But if you win 111 games,
what is that?
I get what you're saying. I'm just also saying 111 wins, momentum has to have some part into that, correct? And
not if like you're losing your games right before the playoffs and then you're off for a week. Like that's what, like, because they went into they played the Rockies like 6 times before the season ended because they had to like reschedule some postponed games. And I think they like split those games at best. And the Rockies are not a good baseball team this year. So it was like concerning. Like Freddie Freeman had like a stretch where he was like 0 of 19 at the plate too. Like it was like guys were kind of slumping, like at the worst time to be slumping, but it was like, okay, like hopefully like you can beat the week off allegations and hopefully like it helps them instead because they were kind of slumping. But that week off, like they clearly like still were rusty at the plate, and they weren't the only team that was rusty, but other teams with that rust were still able to get it done. I mean, the Astros had some time off and didn't start off maybe as hot as they wanted to, but they still got through their series. And so I don't want to give like too much credit to the time off being the reason they lost, because the Dodgers have done this in the past as well too. Like they've had regular season dominance, 100+ wins, and then lost in the first round before. So it's an issue with this team. It's not solely the momentum thing, but momentum does play a factor for sure. Like we see the Padres and the Phillies, who I don't think they even had 90 wins, and they're the what team in the NLCS?
89, 86, if I remember that right. I think I
Yeah,
saw
so
something like that.
the Phillies definitely were hot at the right time and peaking at the right time at the end of their season, and were able to carry that over. But still, I mean, Braves, Dodgers, like you still expect those teams to get it done because they have the talent to do so. And
Got it.
once again, they didn't.
Well, on to next season. We'll see how that plays out. That's it for other LA things. And we'll move on now to what you guys are here for in regards to the NFL. So before we jump into that, I have the Wi-Fi thing popping up. I've been clean the whole way through though.
You were blurry. Now you're clear again. So
okay, all right. Just let me know.
Okay.
So yeah, now we're here for NFL talk. We talked about the woes of our other sports squads with the Rams or with the Dodgers and the Lakers. Going on to the football things as we're here for right now. The Rams and Chargers both won this week. Rams beat the Panthers 24-10. Allen Robinson got in the end zone. I grabbed it. You dropped him last week. I picked him up low key. I stashed
Why
him.
would you do that to yourself?
Just because, whatever. We'll see how it plays out.
Right.
We'll see if he built some momentum to our Dodger talk just now. The team looked good against a Panther squad that's gone into pretty much full rebuild. So, what was your main take? Did you have any big takeaways from that game?
I mean, I'll get to one of my takeaways in the not him segment, but I think the Rams. I don't know. I wasn't really impressed by this game. I remember I said it was going to be a get right game, and you asked like, what exactly does get right mean for them? Because obviously the Panthers aren't the most formidable of opponents. I think it was good for the offensive line to like build some chemistry, momentum, whatever, to have a good day at the office, because they've been getting torched by pretty much every team in the league before this game. So that was better. I thought the defense was fine. No disrespect to PJ Walker, but I mean, he's walking into that with not a whole lot of preparation. And
you still believe in DJ Moore though, so
I don't know if I believe in him. I'm hoping that somebody can get him the ball. Like, please. But I'm not too impressed with that win. They got the job done, but it doesn't really move the needle for me. A big test will be against the 49ers again, who have had their number the past like 5 games. They played them in the regular season. So that'll be the test.
But yeah, definitely impressive things going on there. We're hoping for impressive things on the way for the Rams. And then on the other side, the Chargers had a frustrating win, if that even makes sense, versus the Broncos on Monday night, beating them 19-16 in overtime. They got to overtime, and then nobody could score for a while, and it felt like it dragged. And as I said in our preview,
Broncos in primetime again.
Broncos in primetime, we're done with it. Don't want to see it no more. And to that point as well, as I said in our predictions last week, both teams were trying hard to lose, it felt like, and that really how it played out. With the Chargers finding a way to win. And as I also talked about with the Chargers last week, I still just don't believe, it just doesn't seem like Staley is the right guy for this squad. Like, he should be. Like, I get the potential that people saw with him, and the creative mind that he may have to put this team possibly in position to make runs. And he somewhat does that. But when it's time most to make the right call, it seems like he almost always goes the wrong way in the decision. And it felt like it was that same thing on Monday night, and the wind just fell in their lap because Broncos couldn't figure it out either. So again, I'm asking, is Brandon Staley still even in victory on the hot seat?
I mean, I heard a lot more chatter about Brandon Staley after that game against the Broncos on Monday night. I understand it. As you're saying, the late game decision making, that seems to be one of the spots where you can really judge how good a head coach is, and how sure of himself and his decision making is. And It seems like he's kind of failed, as you said, in many of these opportunities. Although that has been a Chargers thing as well, failing down the stretch, not just with him, but with Anthony Lynn and previous coaches. It seems like it's been more of the same in a way. And people are talking about, too, how he may be kind of holding Justin Herbert back a bit with some of his play calling and such. So I understand at least the fire being lit underneath the seat for sure. It warmed it up a bit. Yeah. So I definitely hear it.
Yeah, he's on the hot seat to me because I would like to see this team do well. I had high hopes for them. I had MVP aspirations for Herbert, and it does not seem like that's coming to fruition right now. So if he has to be the one that falls on the sword to get this team back to where people had imagined they would be, then so be it. And up and onward for the Chargers. So we'll see how they continue to adjust going forward.
I will say salute to Patrick Surtain II for shutting down Mike Williams, securing the fantasy W for me.
Oh yeah, that was wild. I saw
a crazy comeback
with you and a few folks. It was like, oh yeah, I'm only down by 6, but I got Melvin Gordon and I got Mike Williams on Monday night. I'll be good. And Melvin Gordon got no touches. Mike Williams only had like 4 points. And those teams that had those two guys still lost. So it was a very tough night for folks. After last week, where we talked about the opposite, where 2 weeks ago, where Kelsey, Adams, and Mahomes for like 150 to help guys come back. So definitely a good result in that game. And fantasy is a big shootout this year. It's wild to see how teams are playing now. Our league that we've been following for you guys that follow us on IG, we post our matchups and things. We have like half of our league that's like 1-4 right now.
Yeah, it's insane. It was good too.
So myself included. Yes, correct. So we'll see how teams right the ship going forward. But it's been nasty so far.
But a true salute to Patrick Surtain though. He's looking like one of the better like top 3 cornerbacks in the league in year 2.
Agreed. Great to see with them. But on the topic still, teams failing to close out games. My Ravens lost yet again to the Giants. I told you before during the predictions, I wanted to go Giants. Something in me just said this team's about to piss me off again, and they're going to blow this league yet again. That's exactly what happened. They were up 20-10 going into the fourth quarter. I'm sitting at home comfortable, turned to red zone to watch other games, and all of a sudden the Giants score one time, the Giants score again, Ravens turnover, ball game. And it's just like this team just, again, like the Chargers, can't get out of their own way at times. We look very dominant and like a team that should be, as people had hoped, a Super Bowl contender, a top 5 team, even if not a Super Bowl contender, upper tier team through 3.5 quarters at times even. But when it's time to buckle down and just put the final nail in the coffin, they cannot do it, and they allow teams continually to come back on them. This is our third game already blowing a 10-point lead, and the last 2 were 20 and 17-point leads, I believe. So, we just continue to get in our own way, and it's a hard thing when that's the case because it's like, there needs to be a whole lot of change to be made. We need to trade somebody. We need to do this, or whatever. But it's hard to say that when you already are in these games with multiple touchdown leads. So, it's been a frustrating thing to watch. Bateman, our top receiver, was out last couple of weeks. And sure, that played its part, even though, again, we're up 10 points in that game.
Wasn't Dobbins out too?
Say it again?
Wasn't J.K. Dobbins out too?
He
and Drake had like 100 yards rushing.
Yeah, I believe he was out again, or hobbled, and as a result, Drake got a lot of carries. So again, we have a slight injury bug. Though Bateman, I believe, will be back going forward. But even still, trying to, I guess, expand the offense. We went and signed Deshaun Jackson. He was on I Am Athlete a couple weeks ago saying, "Oh yeah, Lamar Jackson's pretty good. I'll play with them." And I guess Harbaugh saw that and said, "Oh, that's good enough for us. I guess we'll go sign him instead of going for trade for somebody else." So Deshaun's in the building on the practice squad for now. And if he is anything close to what he was in his prime, he'll surely be upgraded soon and implemented into the offense. But again, I think the same thing with the Chargers is going on with the Ravens, and that it's actually no. I'm not gonna do that, and I have
No,
to.
yeah, I wouldn't. I was gonna say I wouldn't say this.
Yeah, I was gonna. Sorry, I'm long-winded right now, but my last point is just that. While yes, I do want to blame coaching at times.
Mhm.
When you have a bad snap and then Lamar scrambles and chucks it downfield trying to make a miracle, that's not technically that can be coaching. It also has to go on to the players, and the players continuing to allow these leads to diminish as they have to maintain their focus, I guess, in these games to get the job done. And we believe they can. And I really hope that the adjustments are made going forward, and that we still be the upper echelon team that I believe we can be. So I said a whole lot. You can take the floor with whatever you want to say about the Ravens now.
Sure. Two things. One question, because I didn't watch the Ravens-Giants game. I did want to give credit to the Giants. I mean, because they're 5-1 now.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw them coming. They're a good squad.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily a bad loss, but when you're expecting to win your division, have title contention, that's a game that you want to win for sure.
Correct.
But my question was, how was Lamar's play? Because it feels like the last 3 weeks is like completely fallen off that like MVP trajectory. So I was just curious.
It's a weird thing because while he has fallen off, it felt again like the Bengal game in that he played very good for 98% of the game.
Okay.
But that 2% that was bad was a very loud bad.
Okay.
The 2% was the bad pick. The 2% was scrambling and trying to throw it back across the field and making the plays that didn't work and failed conversions and like little stuff like that. Trying to do too much. So when guys do too much, at times it can be a result of the lack of trust in the guys around you. That could be part of the line. That could be the receivers, as we're trying to figure that out. And that has always been, I guess, the next question with this team. The first question may start with Harbaugh. The first question may be Lamar and what's going on there. Then the second question is, okay, but what about all these other guys who haven't done that well either? So failing to truly put and maintain good talent around Lamar. As I said, Bateman was out. Being unable to maintain good talent around him has led him to put him in a Superman cape at times, and it hasn't quite gone as miraculous as we have wished. So
yeah. So that part of what you said was going to be my next point. Was that I feel like we've been saying, at least as long as we've been doing the podcast, we've been saying the Ravens don't have a wide receiver one, and they still do not have that. And like we saw last year, they kind of pulled Des Bryant damn near out of retirement to join the receiving crew. Now you're kind of doing the same with Deshaun Jackson. Now, like, can you please prioritize getting at least a very good, doesn't have to be elite, but very good like wide receiver who's like already proven in this league? I think Bateman can ascend for sure, but he hasn't done it already. So like someone that has an established resume of getting it done, like being that 10 targets a game, 80 yards a game, a touchdown kind of player. Because you're asking Lamar to do a lot, like you're saying, and then when it's last ditch effort, he's trying to make a play and doing a little bit too much. So take a little bit of the pressure off Lamar and give him another target. Andrews has been all world. He's been arguably the best tight end. Obviously, Kelsey is still right there, but Andrews has been amazing. But you still are lacking on that outside threat. So I would love to see Lamar get an opportunity to throw to a good receiver.
There are a lot of folks right now, as I mentioned, with the Panthers fire sale saying DJ Moore, and as good as he is as well, I see him still in the same tier, I guess, as Bateman right now. Like I think there's still he could be, or maybe he'll be right above. I do know he's been here a little bit longer and has shown a little bit more flashes.
And had horrible quarterback play too.
Yeah, but he hasn't, even with that, I never saw him as a superstar receiver or anything like that. I don't know if he would be I don't know if he'll come in and be that 10 reception guy that you're alluding to. I think he'd be another just good receiver in the mix there. So surely he would help. I'm not denying that. But again, to the point of getting Lamar a sure number one, I don't know if DJ is the answer, but we'll see if they pull the trigger on that. So yeah, very interesting things going on with all of our teams, Rams and Chargers here in LA, my Ravens in Baltimore, and yeah, just a whole lot to keep our eyes on.
Would you like to see them grab Odell?
Yeah, I mean, I would take him. We had tried for that. We had clamored for Antonio Brown. I was fine even this last offseason saying Antonio Brown. That's how desperate I was.
That would have been a good idea.
For a receiver. But they do not want to go that way with any of those guys. So we'll do what we got at the moment, and hopefully we can make it work another way. I guess they hope. So yeah. Again, just gonna be very interesting to see how things continue to play out with the team, with Lamar in the contract situation. Last question: do you think Lamar is playing himself out of the big money that people hoped he would get?
I don't think so. I think it's still early in the season. Still got 11 more games, so I think he can definitely still get there. I mean, because he was sensational through the first 3 weeks and has had a couple tough games. Got a good win over the Bengals. I think last game kind of hurt against the Giants, but no, I think he can still earn that money that he deserves for sure.
Yeah, the first 3 weeks, everybody was like, "Oh, the Ravens are going to have to pay even more than what he asked for.
Right.
He's going to have to break records for his contract." And now talks have got real quiet. So yeah, hopefully Lamar can bounce back and show them that again he is, like I alluded to, I guess, Superman type guy that deserves what he's asking for. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, and that's it for our individual breakdowns and all of that. Now going on for the rest of things, our last week 6 talk. The Himzone, of course, can't forget about that with all the fun things going on there. Alec, let's kick it off as we always do with your things. Your MVP of week 6, you got.
Yeah. So first entry to the Himzone of this season got Joe Burrow. He had 4 total touchdowns in his return to the Bayou, return to New Orleans. Him and Jamar Chase. But 3 passing, 1 rushing, 300 yards. Looking more like the Bengals that we've come to know from last year, as more explosive offensively and taking advantage of a depleted Saints defense. And him and Jamar really showed out. So wanted to tip my hat to Joe there. I got Josh Allen. He could be on here. Go for it. What did you say?
I was saying it took a little longer to get here than expected, but glad you got here.
Absolutely. I got Josh Allen on here. He could be on here damn near every week, but he had 3 touchdowns, 329 yards, and got the Chiefs W that we said they would get, that the fake revenge kind of W over the Chiefs in the regular season. If they meet in the playoffs, though, I still like Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs' chances.
Most likely, but yeah, it was nice for you right now.
Yep. At 3, I got Breece Hall. I think he's emerging as this is the type of running back he's going to be. 116 yards and a touchdown against Green Bay, who Green Bay had higher expectations going into the season. And this is supposed to be like Aaron Rodgers coming off at MVP. Like they were supposed to beat the Jets before this season started, but now the Jets look like the better team, and Breece Hall was a major part of that. So
absolutely.
Yeah. And then lastly, I got Jamar, who was a major target of Joe Burrow against the Saints. He had 7 catches for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns. If you had him in fantasy, this is the game you've been waiting for, because he really hasn't had a game like this all year. So yeah, he really had a huge performance against the Saints, and I think they were happy to be back home. Let's see. I think I will give it to Jamar for MVP this week. Like I said, Allen could be on here every single week. You could give it to him every week. But I think I'm going to go Jamar.
Yeah, again, as I always lean, dominance is what I look for. Jamar was dominant in his return to New Orleans. So, I definitely got to salute them for that. And I agree with you that he's MVP this week. So, good stuff there. Going to one of my things, best fits of the week. Von Miller is one of my favorite players in the league, and he always puts on nice fits. He had a Marnie wool sweater with, I guess it was like a Mastermind Japan logo tee as well as some Marnie. It was like a viscose pants. So it was a certain type of fabric that would look real dope with a nice pattern to it and all that. And then some black Ricks on. They all together just look nice. He always looks good going into games. Him and Diggs always show out. They could be on here every week, honestly. But I mentioned Von Miller for one. Devontae Smith going into the game versus the Cowboys had a nice white suit on. He always gets suited up for games. Real nice white suit. I think it was like a blue colored tie. I forgot exactly what it was, but just all looked real clean. He always looks clean, looking like that Heisman guy that we all knew to be in college. Continuing to have that type of character in the NFL now, and was dope. And then someone you just mentioned, actually, Pat Surtain had a real nice outfit going in on Monday night versus the Chargers. He had a black sleeveless graphic tee. I think it was like a Rock Band tee or something like that. It was real dope. He had some Louis V pants on, and then some Travis Scott ones on his feet that all look good. Chains on, all that as guys do as well. And all was just a real nice fit. And he went out and played well individually. It was just a sad ending for the Broncos in that game, but definitely great. I definitely want to shout those guys out for best fits. If I had to pick one, I'll pick Von Miller, as I just like the style and all of that. But yeah, definitely cool stuff there. Bounce it back to you. Not him of the week. This is I'm interested to see where you're gonna go here.
Okay, I decided to stick with the quarterback position with this one. Not him. Once again, I think this is 3 weeks straight. But Russell Wilson, man, come on, dog. Like, you're gonna have to show us something real soon because you're not beating the washed allegations right now. 188 yards. I think like 90% of that was in the first half.
I'm pretty sure.
I think
they didn't do anything in the second half. It was disgusting.
I think he had like 160 in the first half. So I don't know what he was doing in the second half. One touchdown. And I saw this funny ass TikTok. I don't know if you saw this one too, but there's this guy who's doing so like apparently Russell Wilson has like 12 bathrooms in his house. And he's counting like how many games it takes for Russ to get as many touchdowns as he has bathrooms in his house.
Oh my God.
This week. So he's like, this week he had 1 touchdown, which makes his total 5 through 6 weeks of the season. He's like, hopefully by the end of the year he'll have as many touchdowns as
that's crazy. There was such high hopes. They gave him an extension before he can play the game in Denver for like 6 years. So he's locked in there, and it's just been the worst showing possible for them to start. So yeah, I wasn't the biggest Russ fan either. Yeah. All of Seattle Seahawks that ever played for them are coming out saying, yeah, we hated Russ too. Like, yeah, we didn't like him either. Doubling down. Yeah. And it's tough times for Russ on the outside. But I'm sure he's happy going home to Sierra and his kids and all that. So
I hope so. I mean,
I hope so.
He didn't say Broncos country, let's ride at the podium this time.
He was so last week he snuck it in. Like he found a way to kind of just. Yeah. This week he was just like, I can't even say it.
It's bad out there. What are they, 2-4?
I believe so.
It's nasty out there right now for the Broncos, and the Chargers secondary is nothing elite out there. So I thought they were going to be able to take advantage, but
no.
And then we got like Kyler Murray light. I mean, Russell Wilson light and Kyler Murray. He hasn't really been doing too much to impress me once again this season. He had 222 yards, no touchdowns against Seattle defense that has been giving up touchdowns to pretty much everybody they've played.
Giving up touchdowns. I do want to shout the rookie though. I think his name is Tariq Woolen. He's like their
rookie what position?
Cornerback, I believe. I know they kind of get burnt in other regions and maybe on the other side of the field, but he's been very impressive to start. So I hear you though.
Sure, but they've been pretty porous to pretty much every other quarterback in the league, and I thought Kyler would be able to take advantage, but no, I think he rushed for 100 yards, but that's not what they pay you the big money for. No. So, we're gonna need more from Russell Wilson light there.
Hey, Diop is back though, so hopefully that saves him.
Yeah, hopefully for you.
For my sake. For my sake.
And then lastly, I mentioned we're going to talk about him again, Matt Stafford.
Even in the win?
He had a bad pick 6 in the first half.
That is true.
He continues to turn the ball over.
I think that's the first time you've had that's got not MVP in a game that he won. But hey, I get you.
It's just it hasn't been impressive. I think he tricked a lot of people. Like I think he's a decent quarterback, when he gets a clean pocket, but it hasn't been pretty for the most part. They cleaned it up in the second half. I think they scored like 17 unanswered points or something like that. But yeah, Matthew Stafford hasn't been like doing them any favors either. Obviously, the offensive line has struggled. Allen Robinson has struggled. The running backs have struggled, but he's been a major part of why they've struggled as well. So they're going to need him to get back to that MVP race form that he had last year, because it hasn't looked pretty for the Rams all around, but especially not at the quarterback position either. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you and all that. So definitely some sad performances, and hopefully guys can bounce back going forward, because those are all guys that, again, we had high hopes for and have been disappointing to start the season. So yeah, looking forward to a good turnaround after this week. So yeah, not him in that regard. Moving on to some more positives. Best player of the week. One ironically came to a guy that was on, I think, not him last week, Juju. Scrambling around in the backfield. Found Juju in the middle of the field. Juju broke a couple of tackles and ran for like 50 yards and got in the end zone finally. We had just said how he hasn't been doing much, and we just saw him on TikTok, and he answered the call and got in the end zone for us and did his thing. So salute to him for that.
Yep.
The next two good plays are actually two from the Jets. The Jets had a real good performance this last weekend against the Packers. So I wanted to point them out. One was a real play. They did a fake toss to Michael Carter in the backfield. And Breece Hall's also back there as well on the more of a slot or tight slot position, and came back around after the fake and took the reverse and cut upfield and ran for like 40 yards, broke a few tackles and all of that, and found his way into the end zone. Definitely was dope. And then on the other end, they blocked the punt and returned the punt for a touchdown. So again, tight plays like that you don't see too often. We definitely wanted to shout that out. And then lastly, in the same kind of way as the blocked punt, the Cardinals blocked a fumble, or they blocked not a fumble, they blocked a punt, and the guy fumbled the ball into the end zone versus the Seahawks, I believe it was, and they got that for a touchdown. So plays like that always impress me. Blocking kicks and touchdowns and field goals and all that are always impressive. So want to shout those two out. But yeah, Mahomes and his scramble to find Juju and the Jets Breece Hall sweep were two plays I noticed as best plays. So definitely want to shout those guys out. Then lastly, on the punter side, best celebrations. First off, I have to shout this guy out again. A repeat pick on here. Mike Gesicki yet again got in the end zone and he is gritty. And the funny part about this one was he was doing it and people were mad about it this time. They're like, your gritty's not good, stop doing it. But it's like, dude, like he's just having fun. Let him live.
Yeah, they're just having fun.
And the other part was just that how long he did the gritty. If you see the play, he got in the end zone and he went from one side of the end zone all the way across down the sideline. He just wouldn't stop going the whole way. Now it's cracking up. So shout out Mike Gesicki for blocking out the haters and continuing to do your dance. Wherever we and others may say, keep doing that. Definitely cool to see. A couple other ones. One that hurt a little bit in one regard, but I was happy to see at the same time. Kyle Pitts got in the end zone.
Wow, yeah. American soil too.
Versus the Niners and did his dirty bird kind of thing and all of that. Clearly very excited to finally get one. Definitely wanted to shout him out for doing that. Knowing on my fantasy team, I jumped ship already, but great to see that he's turning things around there in Atlanta.
I was gonna say that was a wild stat. I don't know if you had seen that, but that he had only scored a touchdown in London before that touchdown. That was his first touchdown on U.S. soil. Like it was insane. Wild,
man. Well, I'm glad you finally got it. So definitely a dope one. So salute to him for that. And the last one in the Cowboys Eagles game, Miles Sanders got a touchdown, got in the end zone, did the Glorilla dance. I don't know if you saw the Glorilla, the rapper, her little dance now. He went and did that in the end zone. Okay. I was cracking up. So salute to Miles Sanders for doing that. Shout out Glorilla and her music and all that as well. So definitely fun stuff there. But yeah, that's my him stuff for the week. Best plays, best celebrations, and all of that. If you guys have any suggestions or consider people you want in the mix, definitely let us know in the comments and all of that as well. Any other topics, excuse me, that you guys want us to talk about as well for the Himzone. Definitely, we appreciate all suggestions and all of that. And that's it in one regard. On the next part of the hymns we want to do, we're now 6 weeks in, so we want to return to our hymn segment. Do you have a MVP update that you wanted to do, or you want to jump straight into the them segment?
Oh, just for like the overall like MVP power rankings kind of thing.
Yeah, that's just if you don't have any guys, if you don't have a list, just any guys off the top of the head right now that you have as in your MVP rank.
Well, I know not MVP right now is Russell Wilson.
Oh yeah. Leader of the not MVP board definitely is Russ right now.
Yeah, but probably, definitely Josh Allen. I think he's probably been the most consistent QB of all. The only struggle, I guess, was against the Ravens actually, but they still pulled that one out and got the job done in that. So probably Josh Allen. And still didn't talk about it, but Saquon has been carrying that offense because they have damn near no wide receivers for Daniel Jones to throw to, and he's been carrying a lot of that load. So Saquon is still up there for me. I mean those are the two guys I'm thinking of right now. Hurts has still played well for the Eagles, and they still remain undefeated. I think they're the last undefeated team. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes still there. Yeah, so it's the same usual suspects, the same guys I kind of talked about last time.
Got it. Yeah, it's still that Mahomes Allen race right now, and as you mentioned, the other two under putting up value efforts as well. So I agree with you in that. So fun to watch how that race unfolds. Definitely excited to see how our guys continue to play and up their performance throughout the season. I'm now going on to the them side of things. We did our first list last 3 weeks ago. Again, I don't want to steal any credit. Shout out to Blaiden Kurt from the State Hot Pod for coming up with this system that he has that allows us to pick teams and things. Here are our NFL rankings from 3 weeks ago. Looks a little wild already, as we kind of said, but here we are. We have the Dolphins at one, just as the notables. The Raiders were bottom last in the league. We had the Jaguars top 10 at the time. They were at 9. And a few teams that were a lot higher and lower than they may be this time around. So definitely interesting to see how we adjust this now. And anything before we go into it, anything else that stands out to you? I
was gonna say some of the shuffling kind of has to do with injuries. Like the Dolphins, I think would still be top 5-ish with Tua still available. They're on their third string quarterback, just like that. They already went from Tua to Bridgewater to Skylar Thompson. And then the Jaguars, I think, are the biggest trick y'all here because the Jaguars had us all thinking that they might be for real. But
did they lose the next 3 in a row after that, right? They lost all 3 since we did that, right? Or no?
Not all 3. They lost 2 of them.
Right. They definitely lost 2. So, that's come on now. And then the Packers also being top 6 right now. We can't put them that high.
Packers too. They're struggling offensively for sure. And then the defense hasn't been as elite as expected coming into the season.
Right.
Maybe that's another Odell target.
Absolutely. It absolutely could be. So as you guys see here, this is it. Also real quick as I kind of highlight over it. The Jets at 25 is definitely going to make a big jump. I already point that out for now.
Absolutely.
And then, we'll just jump into it fully and see how things play out this time around. So here was our first power rankings of the season 3 weeks ago. Now we're back for week 6. I'm updating it, and we're going to jump into it right now.
I'm going to pull up the standings on my phone too.
Sure.
Jaguar. Yeah, I think they lost all 3. The Jaguars are 2 and 4.
Sad. All right, so here we are. Week 6 power rankings. We're jumping into it. Again, shout out Blaine Kirk and State Hot Pop for coming up with the system. And here we go. So Titans and Commanders.
Titans.
Seahawks and Bucks.
Bucks, but I think they might be
close. I get the pause. Bucks though.
Yeah.
Steelers and Niners.
Niners.
Jets and Eagles, but Jets are great.
Yeah,
correct. Giants and Saints.
It's got to be the Giants right now.
Yeah, I think that's clear. Vikings and Patriots. Patriots are fighting back, but
it's got to be the Vikings.
It's Vikings, yeah. Rams and Dolphins. Do we still
similar
go
spot just because of the injury? Still, you said still Dolphins.
Yeah, your call.
Still Dolphins. I saw some report about Tua.
They think he's coming back.
Yeah, so I'll say Dolphins. I think they have a better situation right now if Tua's healthy. So.
Okay, Dolphins, Chargers, Raiders.
Oof. Yeah, Chargers have a much better record.
Yeah, so them, but barely because the Raiders have fought back.
Yeah, I mean they only have 1 win still though.
Yeah, which is wild. They look better though, which is weird. Chiefs and Jaguars, definitely Chiefs now. We said it was a toss-up 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
and now it's not even close.
Right.
Texans and Colts.
Colts.
Packers and Lions.
Packers. Lions just have no defense.
Cowboys and Broncos, definitely the Cowboys.
Cowboys, yeah. It
Bengals
was
and
closer.
Browns.
Bengals.
Panthers and Bears.
Bears. Panthers have more of a fire going on in their organization. So.
Yeah, the Bears aren't any good either.
No.
Winning them mid-offs. I guess I'll give it to the Bears, I guess.
Yeah.
Ravens and Bills, it's the Bills now, but Ravens it should have been, but whatever. Bills. Falcons and Cardinals.
I might say Falcons, actually.
I'm fine with that.
I'm going to go with the Falcons, yeah.
I'm fine with that. Seahawks and Commanders.
Seahawks.
Titans and Seahawks.
Titans.
Bucks and Titans.
What would you say?
I might say Titans low key, but no. What am I missing right now?
I'd lean Bucks, but I mean Bucks are 3-3 as well. They lost to the Steelers.
Right.
I'd probably lean Bucks, but it's not by much.
Yeah, it's not by much, but I'm fine. Yeah, whatever. Jets and Steelers. I think Jets
for sure.
Steelers they won versus the Bucks, but they're still finding their way.
Yeah.
Niners and Jets. I think I go Jets in that also.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Patriots and Saints. Right now.
Saints, you say?
I just said right now.
Oh. They're close.
Correct.
Saints, I guess.
I'm fine with that. Saints and Vikings.
Vikings
and Giants.
I think the Vikings are frauds, but they're better right now.
That's right. We're just going right now. It's not Super Bowl.
Giants, I'd say.
Rams, technically.
Yeah.
Rams, Chargers. Battle of LA.
Yeah. Not a good battle.
Not a good battle right now.
What would you say? Chargers?
I guess the Chargers.
They've dealt with more injury.
Yeah.
They're 4-2.
And the Rams are what, 3-3?
Yeah.
So I'll go Chargers.
Yeah.
Chargers, Dolphins.
That's probably still the Dolphins ahead of them. Just getting to
Texans, Jaguars.
Jaguars, but
Jaguars, Colts.
Colts.
Chiefs, Colts. Chiefs, I mean.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah, no. Let's slow down now. Broncos and Lions.
Broncos edge here.
Packers, Broncos.
What do you think? That's the Packers. I guess the Packers.
Yeah. Cowboys, Packers, Cowboys for sure.
Yeah, Cowboys right now.
Panthers, Browns.
Cowboys getting back. Browns, yeah.
Browns, Bears, Browns. Ravens, Cardinals, Ravens. Ravens, Falcons, Ravens.
Yep.
Steelers, Commanders.
Steelers,
I guess, right?
Yeah.
Seahawks, Steelers. I think I go Seahawks in that.
I go Seahawks, yep.
Niners, Seahawks. Niners barely though.
Yeah.
They haven't been good.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give them a nod. Titans, Niners.
I go Titans.
Titans,
That's a close one though.
Yeah. Jets, Titans. I go Jets pretty confidently in that.
Yeah.
Bucks, Jets. I kind of go Jets in that, to be honest.
Yeah. For now,
I push the button, so we'll fix it there. Pats, Raiders, Pats, Rams.
Yeah.
Rams, Saints.
What are the Saints? 2-4. Give it to the Rams.
Vikings, Rams, Vikings, Chargers. I go Vikings. Vikings, Dolphins. Right now, I go Vikings.
Yeah.
Lions, Texans.
Lions. Yeah.
Jaguars, Lions. Jaguars.
Yeah.
Jaguars, Broncos. I think Jaguars barely, even in the losses. Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Either way, okay. Jaguars, Packers. I'll go Packers
Broncos,
here, though.
so. Packers.
I'll go Packers here, though. Packers, Colts. I think I still go Packers, even in their losses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chiefs, Packers, Chiefs, Cowboys, Chiefs. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Still Chiefs.
Yeah. Cardinals, Panthers. Cardinals. Bears, Cardinals, Browns.
Yeah.
Browns, Falcons, Browns.
I'd say Falcons.
Say Falcons.
Yeah.
Right now,
Browns at 2-4, Falcons 3-3.
I'll give them a nod then.
Beat 49.
Falcons, Bengals.
Bengals, yeah.
Bengals, Ravens. I think I still go Ravens in that.
I think I do too, but
it's close. I get your pause.
It's close. Yeah, they're both 3-3. So I'll give the Ravens.
Raiders, Commanders.
The Raiders. I think they're more talented.
Raiders, Steelers. I go Raiders in that. Actually, no. Actually, wait.
Still 1-4.
I keep in my head. I immediately see Devontae Adams, so I kind of put them ahead. They haven't been playing good, so I have to remember that. Yeah. So they have a more talented roster, but the Steelers might actually be better than them right now. So if you want to say Steelers right now,
yeah, I'd say Steelers right now.
Okay, Steelers, Patriots.
Probably Pats.
Patriots, Seahawks.
That's close too. All those teams are 3-3. Probably Seahawks. They've been playing pretty well.
Seahawks, Saints.
I think this is another. They're 2-4. So give it to the Seahawks.
Seahawks, Rams.
I think these teams match up. I think the Rams would win this. So I'm
Rams, Niners.
Niners,
Chargers.
What do you think?
Jesus. Niners, I guess.
Yeah.
Niners, Dolphins. I think I go Dolphins here, though.
Yeah.
Dolphins, Titans. I go Dolphins.
Yeah.
Dolphins, Bucks. I go Dolphins.
Sure. Yeah.
Dolphins, Jets. I go Jets.
Yeah.
Jets, Vikings. I go Jets.
Really?
Who's ahead in the standings?
Vikings. They're 5-1.
Fine. Vikings. Eagles, Vikings. I go Eagles.
Yeah.
Eagles, Giants. I go Eagles.
Yeah.
Panthers, Texans. I think Panthers are working in the league right now, so I go Texans. Texans, Bears. Bears are right behind the Panthers, so I go Texans. Right?
Really? I was gonna say Bears actually.
Oh.
I think the Texans only have one win. Yeah, they're 1-3-1.
I'll go Bears then. You're right.
Bears 2-4.
Bears, Lions.
Bears 2-4. Lions 1-4. But I kind of like the Lions more, to be honest. Their offense.
They're getting their offense back together. Amon-Ra should be back. DeAndre Swift is on the way. Jameson's on his way. So yeah, I'll go Lions. Lions, Cardinals, Broncos.
That's same teams essentially.
Yeah, basically.
Want to give the Cardinals a little upside?
Cardinals, Jaguars.
We just lost to the Seahawks too, though.
Yeah, nasty.
Yeah. I hate these mid-offs.
We're almost
like Tom
there.
Brady said, a lot of bad football is being played.
Yeah, a lot of bad. We're almost there. Jaguars, Cardinals. You got?
They're both 2-4. Cardinals, I guess.
Cardinals, Colts,
Colts, yeah.
Colts, Browns.
Colts, I guess.
Colts, Falcons.
That one's a little closer. I'll give it to the Falcons. What do you think?
That's fine. Falcons, Packers.
Like with Aaron Rodgers, they should be a lot better.
Correct.
But the Falcons have been formidable. I'll say the Packers still though.
Packers, Bengals, Cowboys, Ravens. Say it. Go ahead and say it if you want to say it.
I'm saying the Cowboys. I just wanted to see what you were going to say.
That's fine. That's fine. So be it. Now. Bills over Cowboys. Chiefs. Or wait, the Bills just beat the Chiefs.
Say Bills.
So, yeah, Bills. Panthers, Commanders. Commanders.
Yep.
Commanders, Texans.
Commanders. They're 2-4.
Commanders, Bears.
The same. Didn't they just play?
They just played. Commanders won that. Commanders won that, Commanders, right? Yeah. Commanders, Lions. I give Lions that, right?
Yeah, sure.
Lions, Raiders.
I don't even care anymore.
Yeah, honestly.
Raiders.
Raiders, Broncos. Didn't they play? Broncos, Steelers.
Yes, the Raiders actually beat the Broncos, but they have a worse record.
Yeah.
That's their only win. So yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. These teams 2-4.
I'll give Steelers props for beating the Bucks. So
the Steelers, okay.
What they saw more recently, I'll give Steelers. Steelers, Jags.
Steelers, I guess.
Cardinals, Steelers.
I'll go Cardinals.
Patriots, Cardinals.
I think the Cardinals have just been underperforming. I don't think they're this bad. Cardinals.
Cardinals, Saints.
That one's a little closer, but same record. I'll defer.
Cardinals, Seahawks.
Did
they play?
Just beat them.
Seahawks, yeah. Seahawks, Browns.
Seahawks,
Colts.
Colts,
Rams.
Yeah, that's close. Rams, though.
Rams, Falcons.
They beat the Falcons, right? I'm going to go Rams.
I thought so, yeah. The Falcons might be high, low-key. Packers, Rams.
Yeah. I think they're like 15 or so. Similar struggling teams right now. Packers?
Packers, Chargers.
Chargers,
Bengals. Niners.
Bengals,
Titans.
I'd still say Bengals.
Bucks.
What would you say?
Bengals.
Okay.
Bengals, Dolphins. I say Dolphins there.
Okay. I think they beat Bengals beat them, but Tua went out.
Right.
Ravens.
Dolphins, Ravens.
They're very similar.
Dolphins did have to come back on them and all that.
Yeah. Dolphins, yeah.
Dolphins, all right.
Yeah, I'll stick with the
Dolphins. Cowboys. I might go Cowboys right now, even though they just lost.
Yeah.
Cowboys, Jets. I might go Cowboys in that.
Yeah. That's close too. Vikings.
Cowboys, Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Vikings, Chiefs.
Chiefs, yeah.
Chiefs, Giants, Chiefs.
Chiefs still, yeah.
Chiefs, Eagles. Bills.
Eagles still.
And there we have it. Can I zoom in a little bit? So here we are. Here's our team ranking now after 6 weeks. The Eagles are at 1, Bills at 2, Chiefs at 3, Giants at 4, Vikings at 5, Cowboys at 6, Jets at 7, Dolphins at 8, Ravens at 9, Bengals at 10 to round out the top 10. Then some notables. The Rams are at 16. The Falcons are now at 17. The Seahawks are at 19. The Broncos are down to 26, just barely above. The Raiders at 27. And the Panthers are now dead last at 32.
Yep.
Yeah. You fine with the list as is?
Let me see. Just looking at it. Man, the Jets and the Giants so high, man.
Top 10 right at the moment. That's where we are right now. They've been playing good the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. I think this is about right.
Yeah, I'm fine stamping this.
Yeah. See, Falcons weren't too high, 17. That's about right.
Yeah, that's fine. Just at the edge of the other half.
Yeah.
Not fully in the first lane yet, but they're playing better. Who do you see jumping even more now going forward? The next 3 weeks.
Coming up?
Yeah, the next 3 weeks, who do you think starts jumping?
I think the Colts can come up a little bit. Like getting Jonathan Taylor back, they've been able to win a couple games without him, surprisingly, and figuring out the offense a little bit. Alec Pierce emerging as second wide receiver. I think they can come up a little bit. Cardinals potentially getting DeAndre Hopkins back. Hopefully, I mean, like they've been
getting Robbie Anderson.
Right, Robbie Anderson as well. Who else can come up? The Titans potentially can come up a little bit.
Titans can go up.
Division. What'd you say?
Oh yeah, go ahead. I have.
I was saying the AFC South is kind of weak. I just mentioned the Colts, but it's pretty much between them and the Colts. The Texans and the Jaguars don't seem to be much of a threat at all. So I think the Titans can climb a little bit with Derrick Henry back to form in his last 3, coming off a bye. So, and
I got a couple.
Yeah, go for it.
Lions jump, Raiders jump. I think Jaguars get right at least a little bit.
You said Raiders jumped last time, and they only got 1 win.
Technically, they jumped up 5 spots, so progress. Yeah, step by step. It's a long season. So yeah, Lions, Raiders jump. I hope the Rams don't fall into the other half of this list.
Yeah.
And then who else was I just gonna say?
We would think the Broncos would be higher. But they have showed us nothing.
I already said before the season they're going to be last in the division. So
yeah,
the Raiders are messing that up right now.
Hold on that position.
Yeah, but if the Raiders win more games, they have the tiebreakers. They can still jump ahead of the Broncos.
Right.
So it's still possible that I'm correct in that.
Right.
Yeah, I think Lions Raiders had the biggest jump in the next 3 weeks, and so yeah, that's biggest jump. Who has biggest fall in the next 3 weeks?
Biggest fall.
Because we had Jaguars at like top 8 last time. Yeah. They're 25 now. Anybody else have a jump like that?
I want to look at the Vikings schedule because I feel like they're tricking y'all.
You just do not want to believe in the Vikings.
I do not believe in them, man.
That's fine.
Let's see. They got the Cardinals, Commanders, so they'll be all right. Then they get Bills, Cowboys. They'll be all right. Who else could fall? Ravens got to get it together. I don't think they fall too much. I don't think the Giants stay at 4. I do respect them. They've fought hard and got these close W's, but I don't think they stay as a top 5 team.
Correct.
And I don't really see anyone else coming too far down. The Jets seem to be a decent squad as well. That's the other team I could see coming down a bit.
They'll stay on that side, though, I believe.
Yeah. Tua coming back should help. Ravens, I believe, and Bengals will get it together even more. Buccaneers as well. So, yeah, probably just the 2 New York teams fall a bit. I think the Eagles fall just a bit, like maybe to 2 or 3, because I think the Chiefs and Bills are better, but the Eagles are undefeated right now. So
Eagles have a real nice schedule, though, so it's very popular that they keep this run rolling. So we'll see. But, yeah, I like what you said there. Here are our picks. Again, you guys can comment and let us know what you guys think of it all. We're sharing this on TikTok and all that. You guys can comment on there as well. Let us know what you think. Definitely good stuff across the board there. And that wraps up all of our week six things. We did all the Himzone. We reacted to teams and all of that. We've been going for a minute now. Sorry for going so long. The last thing though, before
those bum ass Lakers and Dodgers first. So
yeah, had to talk about them first. But now going on to our last things. Let me close this out. And the last thing that we have here, pull it up. Yeah, is week 7 in our quick picks, and we jump into that and get up out of here. So another fun week of football is here. Week 7 quick picks. Let's jump into it. Thursday night, Saints at Cowboys. Week 7 quick picks. Thursday night, Saints at Cardinals. Cardinals at 1.5 points.
I like the Cardinals getting D-Hop back.
I like Cardinals as well.
Yep.
Browns at Ravens. Ravens at 6.5.
Ravens.
Bucks at Panthers. Bucks at 10.5 points.
Bucks.
Falcons at Bengals. Bengals at 6 points.
Bengals. Could be a good game though.
I'll say Falcons just for the fun of it.
Okay.
Lions at Cowboys. Cowboys at 7 points.
Cowboys. Yeah. That defense is top notch.
It is, but I pause because I think that
getting Dak back too.
The Cowboys get Dak back, but the Lions get DeAndre Swift back. They get Amon-Ra back. I think DJ Chark might be back.
Amon-Ra. I think they're on bye week, but
yeah, so he's a little more healthy. So we saw how good, or we saw flashes of that offense early on, and how good they potentially could be. Right. I think they possibly catch this Cowboys team off guard. We've seen now a few times now that teams that we thought were clear winners lost games, like the Steelers and Bucks last week. So I'm gonna go Lions here. Okay. Giants at Jaguars. Giants at 3 points.
Giants at Jaguars.
Giants. Colts at Titans. Titans at 3 points.
I'm gonna give it to the Titans. Coming off a bye too.
Yeah, I'm going to Titans as well. Packers at Commanders. Packers at 5 points.
Packers.
They gotta win the game, man. I'm going Packers.
Yeah.
Jets at Broncos. Jets at wait, what? Broncos at 3 points.
Give me the Jets.
Jets as well. Texans at Raiders. Raiders at 7 points.
Raiders.
Seahawks at Chargers. Chargers at 7 points.
7 points. Give me the Seahawks. Give me the Seahawks.
I'll take Chargers in that. I think Keenan Allen is back. Chiefs.
We've been thinking that for like 6 weeks.
We'll see. Chiefs at Niners. Chiefs at 3 points.
Chiefs at Niners.
Chiefs. Steelers at Dolphins. Dolphins at 7 points.
Dolphins.
I'm going to say Steelers in that.
Okay.
And then Monday night, Bears at Patriots. Jesus Christ.
I would go to the Pats. I think what the Patriots are about to do to Justin Fields is going to be criminal.
It's good.
Like they should lock up Bill Belichick for what he's about to do.
What did you say on we said in our group chat? A biblical performance for the defense?
Like, oh yeah, maniacal or something?
Oh, maniacal. Not biblical. Jeez. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It might get nasty for Justin. Like after seeing what he did to Jared Goff again. Lions. Yeah, it might get nasty. So.
It's gonna be very nasty. So I'm going Patriots as well. So yeah, definitely a fun or some kind of something.
There was like a couple going on this week, but not really.
Yeah, we got who on Monday night? Steelers at Dolphins Sunday night. I'm gonna be I'll be tuning the Thrones. I'll be watching Thrones.
Yeah, tune in to the finale of House of the Dragon.
Front and center. I won't waste no time on this game at all. So yeah, thank God for that. So that's it for the episode today. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We share our picks. We react to the Lakers and Dodgers. Do all of our Week 6 reactions and the Himzone and all that good stuff for you. Thanks you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back soon. We'll get our schedule aligned properly to get a consistent NBA episode out for you guys as well. But for right now, we'll maintain our Thursday episodes for the NFL and go from there. Thank you guys so much for tuning back in. We'll see you guys soon. Follow us online, IG and TikTok at section.300. Follow us on Twitter at Section Sports. Follow me at Just Say G. Follow Alec at Alec R. Foster now on all platforms. And appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. We out of here. Peace.
Deuces.